So, I'm going to talk about the devil's folly, or the devil's advocate's folly. And this is a place where you feel like you could be threatened by the devil, quote unquote, threatened by or through people who are weak. The devil could use anyone, really. If you're not strong enough to know, you are unawares. Most people are unawares, really, because you'd think it's something. I don't want to go too deep again because my experience has been really, really deep. So it's not just a video I'm making, but so the devil's folly is when he's using a sin, that you have sinned, because we all sin. Literally, babies eat sugar, kids grow, they start using drugs, saying they're not doing it, people steal, cheat, all sorts of things. And a sin is a sin. So therefore, that is when the devil starts using a sin of yours, which you've acknowledged, fully repented, forgotten, and tries to make it a bargaining chip for whatever his agenda is, which is a losing agenda, really. To try and emotionally bug you and box you into a corner so you forget about how much more power you have as a Christian, as a believer. So when you have this going on, all you really got to do is, face him. Actually, you don't have to do nothing, because it's nothing. It's just laughable, because the devil uses the weakest things, the littlest things. There is craftier things where you think it's something that's nice, something that's good, and your conscience gets carried away. But the timing is always wrong in most of the higher temptations. You gotta wait and do it again. See, if it's something that you are trying to achieve that's aligned with the purpose of God, not your own purpose that's carnal and all that, but something, the truth has no equal. That's why it's so offensive to the devil. And it's good at the same time, because you're living purely, quote unquote, purely anyways. So that's how the devil works. And soon you're convinced that this thing that you've healed and, not even healed, because with sin, it's repenting and changing, and it never happens, because it's really not sin. And there is no sin that's bigger than the other. It's just awareness. When God gives you the awareness of yourself and of his kingdom and of literally yourself, you are in much more control. Again, I feel like I'm turning into a preacher, but smarter than most preachers. And I don't mean to blow my own trumpet again, but because as long as you're saying what is supposed to be said, this is the truth. There is no equivalent to it. Anyways, this is what happens. So, if, for example, this was Moses back in the day, and the Egyptian is like, remember, there was no one who saw him killing a person. No one, when he killed a person. I'm not justifying him. So then in another verse, an Egyptian says, oh, you want to kill me like you did someone else. And then he ran away. So in the earlier days, before your faith is strengthened, you will face such things, because there was no need to run. But at the same time, he had done the sin. Again, God does allow permissiveness. So most of these tests are to test your faith. You will know what's really to test your faith, aligning with your journey. And then there is the other ways. Like if the person said, sometimes that's also how the devil works. Like something that's not really real, but to you it's real. Actually, it's permissive, but it's an evil way to push Christians to be better, because we are in a world that is fallen, quote in quote. Said I don't want to get too deep, but I feel like I am a person of interest now. Alrighty.